Alright guys, today is an island update video, but I want to pose the question to you. I know some of you have stated in the comments you have soil very similar to mine. Have you had the look that this does in a wood setting? See, there doesn't look like there's hardly anything here. Then over here's my tilled side. Much better. Not where I want it by a long shot, but it is much better. So we have many issues in this soil. We have a major nutritional problem, and I don't even need a soil test to tell me that these plants are struggling for nutrition. Although the last bit of fertilizer I applied here, which was almost 2 weeks ago, I would say a little less than 2 weeks ago, has actually helped. That is how rough this nutrition is in the back half of this island. And I know the whole island's going to be this way, but this has a long way to go. And I think this is a good project to show you how I can turn this nasty, crappy ground into something that's going to grow good stuff. And maybe down the road that may require a couple of these trees to be removed. I wish I had more permission to cut down more trees, but I don't. So be aware, I'm actually working on some restraints on how much I can actually remove. Because if it was up to me, everything you see right here would be cut down. Those trees have no value to my deer right now. These two hickories are really hindering me because of this oak tree. So you kind of see the pickle I'm in as far as doing what I want to with this area. So I'm going to try to turn this into some really good ground with some tree roots all over the place. It may take longer to do it than it does in the field food plot, but eventually I will succeed. And I'll try to do some step-by-step videos on how I want to achieve this. And of course, if you've got something that you want to see done that maybe I don't necessarily film other than fertilizing, I'm more than open to suggestions. But I will try to give you the best shot on this as far as recovering the ground, because this is really rough ground, and it really can open your eyes to how bad the nutrition is in this part of the state. And a lot of the forestry people talk about the declining health of the forest. I think this is one of the big reasons. You log, you take away, new trees have to come back and find a way to pull more nutrients that was already removed when you haul off those trees. And over time, I think it's kind of degraded the soil just a bit. That's just my opinion. I'm not stating this as a fact, but it is just my opinion. So we have a long way to go here, and I have budget limits on what I can and can't do. I have already reached my money spending limit for the year. I have roughly 200 pounds of fertilizer remaining, and I don't want to use it anymore on this up here. The big reason is I want to get my fall blends established and try to get a really good soil building base going. I also have to do some other projects where stump removal is going to be a big factor in how far I can take this. I looked into renting a stump grinder, and the cost of those things have more than tripled since the last time I even checked on equipment. And I'm not going to spend that money to come up here and grind stumps for one day. So I'm just going to do it the old-fashioned way and burn these out and get rid of them. So I will be returning some nutrients back to the soil, which will help it. And wherever I burn these stumps down, I can create some soft spots in the dirt. So my goal is sometime by the fall time, I want about half of this island de-stumped and ready for tilling. So roughly from where this tree is, if I go over about another 15 feet, maybe a hair more than that, then I will fix roughly half the island and get it ready. And then after deer season is over, I fully intend to tackle the other half. And we'll see how long that takes me to do it, but we're gonna see this progress and get better. And I know some of these videos may seem boring, especially if I'm fertilizing, or maybe I'm talking about some of the plants. It may bore you to death, but there is reasons behind why I do some of these videos. And as far as what I've got going now, this looks a million times better than what I had. This tilling helped out tremendously in my planting success rates here. You can see how the vetch is blowing up underneath the soybean, the cowpeas, mung bean. The sun hemp is actually starting to grow pretty decent in here compared to what it used to be. I mean, that's not like gangbuster growth, but it is getting there. So we have a good basis to see improvements from here on out. Turkeys have done some serious damage all in this back half. I will tell you, this spot right here looked like that about 2 weeks ago. Turkeys came in and scratched the daylights out of that area and just flat out killed everything I had in there. You can see where they've scratched it here. They've done dust baths all through there. This whole area, all the way back through here, has turkey dust baths in it. And unfortunately, that has wreaked havoc on my food plot. See here how good that was growing? Turkeys came in. So I threw some more seed in here, trying to fill in some of these nasty holes. And it's not going to get to big maturity rates, but at least I'll have something trying to make the soil better. But just be patient with this, and I firmly believe I can turn this soil around and turn it into some seriously growing plants in here to help make my deer bigger. And I will forewarn you that when it comes to small plots like this, that is roughly a 1/4 acre or a little bigger, 1/4 acre food plots is not really going to help your deer out unless it is working in tandem with my main food plot out here that's designed to pack on size and weight. If they're getting it there, they leave, they come up here and eat something again, I'm still adding additional weight. I think I just had a deer blow at me. Hold on 1 second. Maybe not. All right. So this will help my deer because of my other food plot. Especially if my deer get run out of the food plot earlier than normal, they can come up here and finish off what they needed to do. There's just enough space in here, especially if I can start upsizing these plants and production, that this will work and function as a food plot that is almost an acre, if I can get it really cranked up and going. So that's pretty much the update. We have mostly clover growing in here. There's chicory mixed in here, kind of scattered throughout. All that light green is clover. There's a lot of natural species in here where the deer are browsing on native species. I have some surviving purple top. There is deer vetch in here. Very little soybean and mung bean actually survived. It had a horrible germination rate because of how hard the ground is, and it didn't do as well as I thought it would. Even with a rotting mat laying on top of it, the soil was just too hard. So you're going to see this done hopefully in stages, and I'll show you how to improve some ugly ground like this, because I know some of you stated in your comments that you have ground very similar to this. And so I'm going to try to film tilling processes, stump burning processes, fertilizing, whatever I need to do to try to help you out, especially if this ground looks like mine. And I hope this helps you grow some bigger deer that you can enjoy your hunts. You all have a great day.